that as soon as you lift your leg, see how that heel turns out that way. Again, you are somebody that lacks a little bit of mobility, some movement capacity things there. So I think that if we could do this before we lift our leg, we'll be better off, because what happens is as you lift your leg, that foot is going to shift. Now your body is kind of in a space of like, okay, where's our general direction? Because originally it's set here, and then as that kind of compensates, your direction in the middle or in the initial phases of your delivery shifts. Okay, and there's compensation, there's limited stability. So this is probably the biggest thing that I'm seeing, and this could be wrong or right. It's not absolute. It's just a kind of suggestion. I've seen this on numerous occasions with guys that lack drive leg stability, and we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But I would say your biggest breakdown is the actual drive leg stability, the stability of this drive leg. You see that you come down from leg lift and you just never really quite stabilize and load up that hip. It kind of just is a falling pattern of that drive leg. So now that, with that being said, what I see a lot of times, it starts from the feet. So as you lift your leg and that foot kind of counter rotates and there's compensation, that could also be promoting some stability issues, some stability compensations of that drive leg. I'm not saying that, if you preset your foot in that quarter turn right there, that's going to clean it up, because I do really think there is some drive leg stability issues and some movement capacity issues there that we need to really hammer home. But that could be just another piece that kind of helps aid in stabilizing, that drive leg. So, that's kind of information. Do with it what you wish, but something that I've seen a lot of times with guys that have that foot kind of compensate early, they are prone to this stability issue. Now, when I say stability, the way that I look at the drive leg is keep it simple. When we come down, all we're trying to do is stabilize this incoming force as we descend from our leg lift, right? The leg lift is going to aid in potential ground force because there's more momentum coming down to the earth. Now we just need to stabilize that. You see, as you come down, there's no point in which you stabilize and load up that hip. Now, it's a tough move, dude. I even struggle with this as well, but you kind of just see that it's a kind of a fall with that drive leg. Now, this is where I would see that hip mobility could play a part, because as your drive or your lead leg goes into abduction outward, right, it's kind of almost looking as if it's pulling your drive leg forward. So I think we need to increase your abduction strength, okay, and your adduction, and your capacity of your hips internal and external rotation, just to check that box, okay? Because once we have that, I think the stability of it's going to be a lot easier. Again, when we look at someone like Scherzer, who I know is unfair to watch, but I just want you to notice how he does all of the things that we need to do from a driver standpoint, right? As we come down from our leg lift, boom, stabilizes. See how that drive leg is like loaded up and his trunk is counter rotated over that hip, and he's sturdy and he's increasing the capacity of his hips so he can still stabilize and hold the ground until it comes time to then internally rotate with the hand climb. Now, this is where your biggest kinetic energy sequence is breaking down, because you're early down here and your hand doesn't flip up till there. So there's just a leak there that the kinetic energy is coming up and it's not quite getting out through the fingertips because the drive leg hasn't stabilized, and so it's early.